All right, so looks like we are officially live. We're fetching the video stream on Facebook. YouTube, I see you. Give me a second. Going live. 3, 2, 1. We are live. Stream health is a red. What? That's stupid. We'll make that a green soon. Hopefully that just magically goes green. So, okay. Stream health on YouTube sucks. Stream health on Facebook is, I can't tell. It doesn't tell me what stream life is. That's okay. Ashley, you're on. What's up? Cool. That's exciting. So Ashley's here, and that's amazing. Well, I'll give you guys a few minutes to jump on, and then we will start rocking and rolling ASAP. So Susan, what's going on? Good to see you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let a few people jump on, and YouTube, we'll see. I don't even know what YouTube's going to do. Maybe it's going to let us actually stream. Maybe it's not, but we'll kind of see. So anyway, it feels like it's really early in the day right now. It's 4 p.m. here, Pacific time, which for some of you that's like late if you're East Coast. If you are where else would you be? If you're here, it's 4 p.m. Like I said, Central 6 p.m. It just feels like it's like really early. It feels like it's like noon or something. But if you're on the East Coast, it's like 7 o'clock at night. So it's like it's not late. I mean, but it's it's probably dark there, getting close to dark there. But here we've probably got like 2.5 more hours of sunlight left, which is super cool. Right after this, we're doing a team call with some of our team, which is going to be a lot of fun. And so I am just the dancing monkey. Ashley is the one that actually makes everything happen. She's the one that actually makes our business run. But I'm like the dancing monkey on the camera, which is a lot of fun. I mean, I understand why. You know what I'm saying? Like I get it. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so we are going to jump straight into things. Last week, of course, we went a little bit shorter than usual. We went for about 25 minutes or so last week. We're probably not going to go an hour this time. Probably somewhere in between or something like that. But today I want to talk to you about something really, really important, which is creating your offer. Okay, so if you've listened to, there's a podcast that we did like 5 days ago or so, maybe 4 days ago, and it was about the 4 keys to creating a successful network marketing funnel. And one of those keys is creating an offer. So to recap last week's video and a little bit of this podcast, there's 4 keys of having a successful network marketing funnel. If you're missing one of these keys, well, it's called a key. So, clearly it's not going to work that good. The first one is having a proper target, okay? The second one is having a good offer. The third one is having the proper strategy. And the fourth one is having good messaging or copywriting inside of the funnel. So today we're going to talk about the offer, which I think is probably the most important piece. Like I said, they're all 4 called keys. So if one of them is missing, there's going to be a problem, right? So they all have to be good. But I would think this one probably carries a bit more weight. So if they're all 25% increments, I would say that offer is probably like a 35 to 40% increment, and all the other ones kind of make up the gap in an even split. Okay. So first and foremost, we need to make sure that our message going to the right person. That's called the target. Okay, so we have to identify our target. It's really important to do first. If you don't do this properly, everything that you do in the creation of your offer and all of your messaging and all that stuff is going to be falling on deaf ears, right? It's kind of like the whole, if you think back to the very most basic form of network marketing, like before you show your presentation, you should probably ask if they're interested in making extra money outside of their job, right? Like that's just identifying a target at the most basic level. So number 1 is identifying a target. Number 2 is creating a strategy that works. So a strategy that works, let's talk about a strategy first, not necessarily one that works. A strategy is a method of getting your presentation, your sales presentation or your recruiting presentation in front of people. That would be in the form of a webinar or hotel meeting or Starbucks meeting or home parties. These are all different strategies. Video sales letter, okay? These are all different strategies. Now this is probably the easiest one to figure out because the testing is beyond done, okay? We already know what works. When I say we, I don't just mean we, I mean all online marketers already know what stuff is working. Webinars are really, really good. Video sales letters are really good. Written sales letters are really good. And honestly, physical events are decent too if you know how to fill them. If you're trying to fill them using spamming Facebook tactics or cold contacting people, that doesn't work. But anyway, the strategy is the next piece. The next piece after that is the messaging, okay, or the copywriting. This is the words or the like the words that you're writing or the words in the video that are conveying the offer. They're conveying your story. That's the messaging or the copy. I would argue that's probably the second most important piece. And today, we're going to cover what I would consider the most important piece, which is the offer. Now, here's the cool thing about the offer. It's not actually that hard to figure out, and it's the most important piece. Wow, sweet, right? So here's the craziest part about building this kind of stuff. We've talked about this before, but the pieces that you're going to spend the least amount of time on are the things that most people spend the most amount of time on, which is like building the funnel, right? Building the funnel, or like setting up the hotel room for their meeting, or like getting the whiteboard for their home meeting. It's all the stuff that really doesn't matter. The stuff that really does matter is identifying your target, working on your messaging, and creating your offer. Today, we're going to talk about creating your offer. Now, most networkers have this completely most of them don't even have it. The ones that do actually know that they should have this don't take the time to really get it right, and they spend their time doing the stuff that I told you shouldn't spend so much time on, and you should spend more time here. Literally, we have a funnel. It's black words on a white page, and it works better than tons and tons and tons of, most funnels that we hear about, it works better than, and it's literally black words on a white page. Why does it work? Because the messaging is good, the target is good, and the offer is good. That's it. Not because it's fancy, not because it looks good, because those three things are good. So, we're going to talk about creating your offer. Okay, so let's talk about why you should actually create your offer. So I'm going to show you my screen here in a minute, right now. So let's move over to that. Sweet. Do you guys want to look at me while I do this, or just the screen? I think your delay is going to be a little bit too long for me I don't feel like waiting for the answer. So you want both. Ashley's here, and she says both. Yes. All right, sweet. So hold on for a second. It might look funky for a millisecond, but it's going to be fine. Can you still see the whole keynote slide? You still can. Wait for a second. It's going to move in a second. It's going to probably shift. Can you still? There it goes. It's about to shift, and you can't see anything different. Yes, you can. Okay, cool.
But now you're in the way.
But now I'm in the way. Oh, I'm so disappointed. But I don't want to give away the whole thing. Okay, whatever. Let's go. We're going to keep going. It doesn't matter. Everyone just calm down. Don't worry. I'm a professional. I promise you. What I'm going to do is move my beautiful self right down there. Okay, cool. All right, give it a second to catch up and we'll be good. All right, so these are the reasons that people fail in network marketing. Number one is not enough action. 95% of people fall into this category. Number two is wrong action. Okay, so really quick, I'm going to touch on number one. I think if you're here, you probably don't fall into number one. At least I hope you don't fall into number one. But there's a chance that you could, because sometimes learners become they're like the exact right type of person to get stuck in learning. So you could fall, I don't know where you fall. I probably think you fall into number two, or maybe you are getting results, whatever the case is. But number one, you don't want to be here. But this is where the vast majority of network marketers are, even when they think they're not. Number one is you're not taking enough action. And this is due to either laziness or getting lost in the preparation mode. This can happen. I mean, I see this. You see this all the time in the offline recruiting game. People are just like getting ready to get ready. They're preparing to prepare. And in the online world, they're always building a funnel, tweaking a funnel, launch the stupid thing already, right? So don't get stuck here. You don't want to be in number one, okay? Number two would be where the last 5% of people that aren't getting results. The section of people I didn't include are those that were getting results, because that's a totally different category. So that if you're not getting the results that you want right now, you're in one of these two categories, in number one or number two. I guess there's a one last section with like a sliver of a 1% of people that are taking enough action, they're doing the right action, it's just the results haven't caught up with them yet. That's possible, okay? So you could be there for sure. Most people don't fall in that category. So let's say you're taking enough action, not taking enough action, start taking enough. I don't think we need to do a live Zoom call or Facebook Live about taking enough action. So I'm going to assume that you're going to start today by taking enough action. One thing that got me like constantly moving into like doing enough action is I would figure out what my like desire was. You probably heard this before, find your why, right? Find your why and then just put it in front of you. If that doesn't motivate you, then I guess just go tomorrow. I want you to go and hug your boss like this and embrace them really close and just say, I'm going to be with you forever. And just feel how good that feels. Feels good, right? Okay, sweet. Just a little longer until it's uncomfortable. And then say, hey, boss, I appreciate you not paying me what I'm worth. It's nice, right? Okay, so you don't want to be there. So take enough action. Number 2 is wrong action. This is typically what is happening if you're doing enough but you're not getting results. You are promoting just your company, or you're promoting it with the wrong strategy. One of the two. Usually it's both. So here is what is probably happening. All network marketers think that they're in the coolest thing in the world. I got a news flash for you and for Zach and for myself. No one really cares that much about your company. Like, no one cares. If you're in the coolest thing in the world, we've got the best product. It's a blue ocean in and of itself. It's a blue ocean. No, it's not. I promise you, I'm going to prove it to you in a second. We've got the best comp plan in the world. You probably don't. But if you did, does it matter? Now, when I say you probably don't, I'm not busting on your company. I'm not saying ours is better by any means. What I'm saying is every comp plan has things that are better than other ones. Some literally do just suck. But most likely, you're probably in a decent comp plan. We have the best products. I am so passionate about my products, and they just sell themselves. You've been in the business for 3 years, and you're making less than $1,000 a month. What are you talking about? They sell themselves. The bottom line is no one cares about my company. No one cares about yours. Now, there is a caveat to this. Just like every rule, there's an exception. The exception is some people actually do care about the company. Usually, they're leaders with an established track record. Because if you pick the wrong company, things can go boom. Okay? And if you pick the wrong company, your compensation can suck if you have the wrong comp plan. But most people don't realize that until they're leaders. So most people, when you're the vast majority of your recruiting, no one really cares about your company unless you're talking to an established leader. Fair enough? So if you're talking to an established leader with an established business, with an established income that actually has fruit on the tree, they're going to care about your company, as should you. But for everyone else, the 99% that you're going to recruit, they don't care about your company. They don't care about my company either. Even if your company is better than everyone else's, no one really cares. Okay? That's where people get stuck. Right here is where people get stuck. Because I used to think, and some other people, not you, but people on your team, your cross line, might think that if you just talk to enough people about, insert your company's name, that they'll do the business. Right? But they won't. Why is that? Because your company all by itself is a red ocean. I heard this before. I've heard this all the time, actually. Like, you don't just get insert company name. You don't just get the Super Sweet Vitamin Juice 3000 company. You get Super Sweet Vitamin Juice 3000 plus me. You get me. You get Zach. You get my coaching. You get my nurturing. You get my genius intellect. You get me. And I'm here to serve you and help make you successful. You plus me, or like the company plus me. Wow, that's a blue ocean, right? That's a brand new opportunity. Isn't that special? No, again, no one cares. Why does no one care? Because I want you to think about this for a second. How many people are in your company right now? Just answer the question in your mind. It's probably above 10,000. It's probably way more than that, right? And even if it's 10 people, this still doesn't matter. But most likely in a company with at least 10,000 people or more. Do you realize that everyone's promoting the exact same thing? Everyone's promoting the same thing. How do you have any sort of unique selling proposition? How do I have any unique selling proposition when that's what I was doing for 6 years? I didn't. The only thing that was separating me and the dude next to me was my just sheer will and ability to take action. Do you really want to do that? Do you really want to grind yourself to death? No, I don't think you do, because I don't. You're smart. You don't want to do that stuff, right? So what separates you from everyone else in your company? Nothing. What separates you? Let's say there's only 10 people in your company. You're on the ground floor. Doesn't matter, but let's say you're on the ground floor. What separates you from the other millions of people in network marketing that are promoting the same thing? They're promoting a network marketing opportunity. Oh, well, mine's different. Again, we already talked about not really. It's network marketing. What do you get paid on? Selling a product and recruiting people that when they sell a product, you make an override of their commissions. That's network marketing. The only difference is the product and the comp plan. That's it. So it's network marketing. At the end of the day, if I am promoting my company, I am screwed. I'm in a horrible red ocean. If you don't know what that means, there's a couple podcasts that we've done in the past on MLM Rebels, talk about the difference between a red and a blue ocean. Long story short, red ocean means that you're in shark-infested waters with all the different marketers out there, and it's all bloody. You can't get your meal there. You go to a blue ocean, the shark-infested waters are not there, so things are open, and you can go and get your meals easily. The trick is balancing two things. Finding a market that has money in it. Network marketing does have money in it, so you don't have to worry about that. And then creating an opportunity within the market called a sub-market or a sub-niche that people actually want to be a part of. Okay, so that's how you create a blue ocean. Your unique opportunity can equal a blue ocean. All right, so, well, I don't want to go there. Yeah. So here's what that means. When you offer someone your company, you're not giving them an opportunity. I'm not giving them an opportunity. When I say, hey, join my company, I'm not giving them an opportunity. All right? I'm giving them a product to sell and a comp plan to exploit. That's what I'm giving them. I'm saying, hey, this is one of our products. Hey, we've got these water bottles. I'm covering the thing. See, I don't even promote my company here. We've got these products to sell, right? Yippee. Okay, here, Mr. Prospect. You can sell these products, and you're going to make 35% of when you sell a product. And guess what? You can show other people how to do the same thing, and you make an override of the commission that they sell. Pretty cool, huh? Yes, Mr. Prospect. What's the first question Mr. Prospect has? How do I sell those? How do I recruit people? Well, now, what's your answer, upline? Well, if you just tell your friends, that should work. And you should be able to quit your job. How much do you make at your job? About $100,000 a year. Yes, if you sell this to your friends, you should be able to quit. It'll be fine. That's not a strategy. That's a company. You're giving them a company. I'm giving when I was building the business for so long, like we gave them a company and we gave them a system. Now the system was pretty outdated. That's why we had a hard time making it work. But we at least kind of sort of knew we should do that. When you give people a company, that's cool. That's one piece. That's the engine, but it has no gas in the car yet. Okay, you need to give the thing fuel. So in order to give your thing fuel, you have to create a system. So what you basically need to do is create an answer to the question, how do I sell the products and recruit people? Because you're giving people a thing, a company, to sell products and recruit people. Now you need a fuel to the engine to actually build the business. You need to give them an answer for that. That comes in the form of a marketing system, which comes packaged inside of, bing, 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 an offer. An offer. That's what we're talking about, building an offer today. So most people's offers is just the company, or it's the company plus me, right? You get me and my genius level Tony Stark intellect. Not an offer, right? But that's what their offer is. So we need to build an offer. Okay, first part about building an offer is the marketing/sales system. Okay, so what does this actually mean? What this means is if you go back to 2 or 3 different live sessions ago that we did here, we talked about the 4 different types of an application funnel, okay, that we actually use and employ in our business. Each one of those is a system that we can give to our team and say, hey, use this to grow your business. So you go back to that lesson and learn about those 4 different types that we use and take one of them, hack our stuff, or join our team. Just kidding. Well, no, not really. But seriously, do one of them, right? Hack our stuff or join our team and use a system that works. The first part about the offer that you need to build is a system that actually works. The reason that most people don't have good results is because they don't have an answer to this question. I've said it 5,000 times because it's the biggest thing that is missing, all right? So you need to create the marketing/sales system. Again, go back to that lesson on the live about the 4 different application funnels. If I give someone one of our systems, if I say, like the lowest level. You can join a team for like $350 at the lowest level. It includes what we call a leveraged recruiting system plus membership to our company. The leveraged recruiting system is this. It's training on the traffic sources and then training on building the funnel. Actually, we give them the funnel. It's the funnel itself, and then it's an application. So basically we say, okay, here's what you need to do. You need to plug this funnel into your world. Here's exactly how you set it up. When you set it all up and you point people to the front of it, you're going to get applications at the back, and these people want to learn how to do what you do. These are the applications, and here's training on the traffic. This is a full system, and guess what? When people get into the business, you're going to train them on the system that you're using. That's a system. Then we, of course, have the Rebels recruiting system and a few others. That's number one. Go hack people that actually have this thing working right. I only know of 2 people, so go hack those and put this in place for yourself. Cool? Okay, number 2 is the tangible tool to make your system work. By the way, a lot of this comes from Russell Brunson in the Expert Secrets book. This part definitely does, which is the tangible tool to make this all work. So in our systems, we generally, if they have funnels, which they all do, we give people the actual funnels themselves. So we say, hey, instead of you having to go through the months or years of learning that it takes to learn how to build a funnel successfully, here's the funnel. I'm going to give it to you. You don't have to build it. Here it is. All you have to do is adjust X, Y, Z. There's a tangible tool that they can use. Let's say you're doing home meetings, and you're doing them in a way that actually would work. Because honestly, I do believe home meetings would still work if you filled them up with an online format or hotel meetings or whatever. So let's say you're doing something like that, right? You could give them a tool, like a whiteboard and an easel and the markers and the presentation slides and the thing that goes on the TV when you can like show the videos and stuff. That would be a toolkit that you could give them when someone signs up. So when someone signs up in our business, I'm going to show you what people get when they sign up in ours in a second as a nice reference point. When people sign up in your business, you can give them the system, a tangible toolkit to use, and then you can give them a community, which is the third piece. Give them a community to join. When you join my team, you get me, and I'll answer my phone either never or whenever I need you to do some PV. That's not a community. A community is when people feel tight together. That's actually one of the reasons why we do our team calls. Like after this one, we do it like with our team. We're actually just starting those up again. A community is something that people want to be a part of. Everyone wants to be a part of something bigger than them. So a community should be a part of your offer. Now you just need to think about how you're actually going to do the community. Do you do it in a Facebook group? Do you have a private thing over here? And then of course you need to figure out what you need to put in that community to make it work. But that's a story for another time. There's actually a podcast like 3 or 4 episodes ago that talked about doing the work once and getting paid forever. That's all about building a community. Now you talk about your company. We have our system. We have our toolkit to make the system work. We have the community. And now the company is not the offer. The company is a part of the offer. Your system and you are the offer. Does that make sense? So now we talk about the company. And what I would do if I were you is get really, really knowledgeable about your company and destroy the belief in every other company so that people just want to join yours. I just gave you a secret right there. Now here's a little underlying secret that I had to find out the hard way. If you start doing a bunch of research on your own company and you realize that yours is actually inferior than a lot of stuff out there, what you need to do is really question what you're doing. Because this is something that we found out in our old company, and we totally lived in denial for a while. We actually got really low results because we didn't switch out our company fast enough. We switched our company and things went kaboom. Because there's actually a lot of pieces about companies that can either speed up or slow down your growth. So anyway, that's not a promotion on our company. It's just making sure that when you actually do the research to destroy the belief in other companies, that if you find out that yours is actually inferior in some ways, don't live in denial, because you can live in denial as much as you want, but your prospects won't. Prospects don't care. Customers do not care at all. They have no emotional attachment to your upline, to your downline, to your crossline, or to your results. They have emotional attachment to theirs. So you can't make a decision based on what you think there. You have to make a decision based on what your prospects will think. Cool? I was like, probably nobody caught that, but that was like good stuff. Okay, last thing is your coaching. Most likely in network marketing, you're going to be coaching your people no matter what, and you don't want to just let this slide off like it's not that big of a deal. It is a big deal. Your time is your most valuable asset. The fact that you're here, I value that. I value that a lot because I know that you could be doing lots of other things. Even if you're just sitting on the couch staring at the wall, that's your time, and that's your most degradable / irreplaceable asset that you have. And if you're going to be giving that to someone else when they sign up for your team, they should know that that's special. Not by you ramrodding it down their throat, not by you being a dingleberry, but by you just letting them know, like, I'm giving you my most valuable asset. And one of the pieces of language, I'm giving you a little messaging tip here, a piece of language that you want to avoid, especially if you're not like a top earner, you want to avoid the language of, I'm here to help you and serve you. That sounds so stupid, and no one wants to be a part. By the way, here's the thing. No one wants to get helped. They actually do. But if you say it, it sounds funky. It sounds weird. People will avoid that. You don't want to say stuff like that. You do want to say things like, we're here for you when you're taking requisite action, right? We've got your back. And then let them know that your time is valuable. Even if you've never billed money for your time, you can still work on your messaging skills and make people realize that their time is valuable. When they realize that their time is valuable, they realize that your time is valuable. And now when they realize that it's a part of the offer is that much more valuable. Is this making sense? Okay, what I want to do now is show you our offer that we have on our team. Okay, it's 4:30. Cool, we have a little bit of time. Okay, last thing is attach a value to all of it. Okay, so this is our offer here. So this is for the Rebels recruiting system. Like I said, we have four different systems that we use. This is for the Rebels recruiting system, and this is the actual stack slide. Stack slide is a Russell Brunson thing that basically stacks up all the stuff you're going to get and presents a value to it. Now, the keys to a stack slide is making it realistic, but also like good. Now, this is a really big stack slide. You would not usually use something this big. You're going to use like 4 to 6 things. And actually, I've been told to make this smaller. We made it smaller, and our conversions got worse. It was weird. So this works good for us, but most stack slides usually work good at 4 to 6 items. Okay, so number 1 is our system. The 90% done for you Rebels recruiting system with the implementation class and co-op, which we're phasing out. But anyway, $3,000 value. Now, I use a $3,000 value because it's actually legit. We've charged way more than this to make a landing page, okay? So is this a good value? We're giving you our entire funnel that takes, like, we would charge way more than $3,000 to build what we've built here. So is it a $3,000 value? You're darn right it is. And by the way, the values aren't necessarily just based on that. They're based on what they're worth to someone else, okay? That's something you can think about. The Facebook Ads Masterclass and Swipe File, $14.97. Clearly, we've sold just the Facebook Ads class alone for $1,000. Clearly, that's worth that much. The automated duplication training system, $500. Private community unlimited support, $300. Perfect retention secrets, $197. Instagram growth strategy, $500. The traffic CEP, $1,000. Instant cold contacting hacks and warm market blueprint, $97. RX membership between $250 and $2,500, depending on the level they come in at, and $25K for the coaching. That's because we've actually built that for the coaching. But for you wouldn't put like $25K for coaching unless you have. So you would just change that to whatever you're like, whatever makes the most sense. But this is our stack slide. So when someone joins our team, notice that RX, which is our company's name, RX is one piece of this pie. It's one. Now, I'm not going to go on an RX binge or anything. That's not the point of this. We believe RX is the best company out there. We chose it after we built MLM Rebels. We believe it's really, 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 really good for a multitude of reasons, for very logical reasons. So, like, my belief is there. But check this out. I'm not smashing people over the head with RX. I know that someone as a prospect is not, they don't really care that much because they don't even have the capacity to care. They might be new to network marketing. They might not even know. And if they're not new to network marketing, most likely they don't even have, the capacity to know to care. If they haven't made lots of money in network marketing, most likely they don't even really know why our company is better than this other one. So I'm not going to smash them over the face with it for 500 years. Maybe once they get in, I will. Maybe once they're already in and they're producing, I'll talk about that. But right now, right here, I'm talking about RX, the comp plan, how much money they can make sure they know the products are good and the company's not going to vanish on them. And then I'm going to show them how they can actually make money by getting these things that I just talked about in the stack slide. Does this make sense? Everybody, catching all this? Yeah? Okay, cool. So, I need to think. So anyway, Hopefully you guys got all this. Is, like I said, this is probably the most important thing to making your funnel work. This isn't as sexy as looking at the different funnel types. I know that. But if this part isn't in place, it doesn't matter how sexy the funnel is, it won't work. Okay. Another thing that we have to understand while we do this is understanding why we're doing this. Like I said, I talked about this at the beginning a little bit, but one of the things that we see all the time in this industry for sure is people who make a decision to do something and never really back it up. See, we all made a decision to make it big in the business, to make our funnels work really, really well in the business, right? To make our offer, right? To do all these things. But then we get stuck in like this area of non-results and we can't figure out why. Well, I've heard this. If you look at your calendar and your bank account, it'll tell you where you're headed. And one of the things that we see a lot is people think they're headed somewhere, but their calendar and their bank account say differently. They say two different things than where their mouth says they're going. And if you don't understand the big picture, if I don't understand the big picture every day, or at least every week, everything becomes this massive deal in our heads. Right? You ever realize that? Like, you get to this place of indecision, like, should I work on this, or should I work? Like, should I do this, or should I go watch Netflix? Should I build my offer, or should I do this? Should I go talk to this person, or should I go to the store? Right? When we get stuck in those places of indecision, when we get stuck in any of those things, here's what we got to think about. I'm going to pause right there. I'm going to go somewhere else. I'm going to come back. Right now, I think a good little homework assignment for you after you do the stuff you need to do tonight is I want you to think about how you would spend $20,000 a month of passive income. I want you to pretend that all of your debt is paid off. Pretend that everything is taken care of. Your mortgage is gone. Everything is gone. You have no expenses, really. And you have $20K a month of completely passive income that you don't have to work at all for. How would you spend it for 12 months straight? I want you to literally itemize it. This is what I spend on it this month. Then the month number 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6. And if you've never lived with that, I promise you by month 5 or 6, you're going to have a hard time spending the money. You need to spend it. Spend it in your mind for 12 months straight. Where is that money going? Why is it going there? Right? Because it's not about the money. It's about the money. It's about the options that money gives you. And my guess is you're not here for money. You're here because of the options that you think money will give you. You're here because you think it'll give you more family time, and very likely it will. You're here because more passive income will give you more opportunity to do the things that you actually want to do, or to give the charities you want to give to, all those things. And it very likely will. But unless you really feel that to your core, you might not know what you're going after. Once you figure that out, I want you to go inside your company's comp plan and figure out exactly where you have to be to hit that number. May it not be 20 grand a month. Maybe it's only 10 grand a month. Maybe it's way more than that. Maybe it's 50. Maybe it's 100K a month. Whatever the case is, go into comp plan and figure out where it is and figure out the rank level. What's the rank name? Maybe it's chairperson. Maybe it's diamond. Maybe it's super duper diamond. Whatever. Okay, whatever the case is, this is what I want you to do. I want you to implant that thing in your head. Diamond, chairperson, whatever. And every single time you do anything that takes more than like 20 minutes to think about, if I'm trying to go diamond in less than 2 years, should I do this? Would a 2-year chairperson, would a 2-year diamond do what I'm about to do right now? Will what I'm about to do get me to chairperson in 2 years? Yes or no? And all your questions become super easy. Every single answer becomes super easy. One thing that we are starting to encourage our team to do is while they're building their funnels, because like when you have a really good funnel working, you can recruit 50 jillion times more people than any old school network marketer, for sure. It's hilarious. But you don't want to be sitting on a goose egg while you're building your stuff out, right? So one of the things that we encourage our people to do is while you build your stuff out, like, you can still do warm market stuff. There are ways to do warm market stuff that aren't weird. They don't cause you to lose friends, none of that stuff. So like you can have your funnel built, and while you're working on your traffic sources, you can say, hey, Joanne, look at this. It's a way to build network marketing without stalking everyone and losing all your friends. Check this out, right? And you can still show it to them. You can still go after your goals even while you're figuring stuff out. You can still make money even while you're making your funnel work. But remember, have the big thing in mind and all your decisions get easier. Confusion should not be a thing in someone who's got a big desire, ever. Is this decision getting me closer to a 2-year chairperson, 2-year diamond, 2-year whatever? Yes or no? The answer is no, don't do it. The answer is yes, then do it. That's it. Super easy. Now all your confusion's gone. Is that cool? Is that fair? All right, guys. One of the ways that I love to like end these calls with is with a story that we have of building our business. And if you know any of our story or not, you know that for the first 6 years of building network marketing, we built the business completely old school. Meaning we did the hotel, like first of all, we called all of our friends and family, all 800 of them within the first 2 weeks of being in the business. After that was done, I said, hey, upline, what do I do next? He said, go out and meet new people. So now I started to go out, and every single night for 6 years straight, I met 5 to 10 people a night at gas stations, Targets, Walmarts, all those things, shake hands with them and say, hey, do you want to join my business? Straight up at the Target, you want to get in? And then if they said yes, I would basically invite them to a hotel meeting that we would attend once or twice or sometimes 3 times a week. Occasionally we would speak at those meetings. We would do the trainings afterwards, and then every single night, so from 5 o'clock till 8 o'clock, I would go out contacting. Then from 8 o'clock to like 10 o'clock, I would meet up with people on my team at like a Starbucks or at my house or whatever and do training with them and all those things. And then from 10 o'clock till like maybe midnight or 1 sometimes, maybe 2 o'clock sometimes, I would either be a part of like what we would call night owls or like brain surgery sessions, or we would actually host small things like this, right? Where we would get like people that were really committed to building the business, and we would do like brain surgery on them, help them change their thought process to build the business. So that's how we built the business for 6 years, and we learned a lot of really, really good things. We learned a lot of like what not to do to like actually recruit people, but we got really, really, really good at creating a community and really good retention. Because if you're building the business with really old school tactics that don't actually work that well, like, man, when someone gets in the business, like, you got to keep them in. So we really prided ourselves on doing that, on creating a really tight community, really tight friendships, because people stay in the business for 3 reasons. Because they're making a lot of money, they believe they're going to make a lot of money one day, or number 3, they're having so much fun that they don't care. Those are the 3 reasons people stay in. So most of our people weren't making any money. Like we were making some, but not that much. So that's one. Number 2 is they believe they're going to make a lot of money. So that's most people. They believe they're going to make a lot of money someday. The last one is that they're having so much fun they don't care. Most people, you want them falling into number 2 and 3. These are the 80%ers. They believe they're going to make a lot of money. They're having a lot of fun. If you have them there, you'll secure your 80%ers. Most people will never make it to the 20% by default. They're the 20%ers. Most people never make it to the 5%. Because by default, they're the 5%ers. So you want to make sure your 80%ers are taken care of. Your 20%ers will always rise. Okay? Little like nugget. So we were driving one day to St. Louis. So it was me, a downline of mine that he is still like one of our best friends today, and his cousin, I think, that we sponsored at a Starbucks. And so we're driving to St. Louis. And why are we driving to St. Louis? Because the sort of line of sponsorship was me, this guy named Tom, and then this guy named Kevin. And so me, Tom, and Kevin, and we were driving because Kevin had sponsored a dude in St. Louis. We lived in Chicago. Sponsored in St. Louis that we were going to go do a home party for. So we're going to go there, basically set up a table of products and basically showcase these products to like this guy's family and see if we could generate some PV. So this is what we called a grand opening at the time, and we actually got pretty good at them. I hate doing them, but we got really good at them. And so like the guy Brian that we were going to go like serve was going to make like a few $100s. We would all make $0, but he would make a few $100. His belief would get raised, and he'd hopefully stick in the business, which he did. So that's what we're going down to St. Louis for. And we're driving. And by the way, this the story. Actually, I told a story not too long ago about Tom with like all this like stuff all over him. He's hilarious. Tom is like literally one of our best friends, and I've asked him many times if we could tell this story and stuff like that. So Tom's okay with it, but he's a really, really good dude and great friend of ours. And anyway, so we're driving down. We go down. We do go down there. We go meet up with Brian, and it's like hilarious. And And then we like go out to go eat that night. I think we got some pizza somewhere in St. Louis. We went to a skate park because I grew up skateboarding, and like Brian supposedly skateboarded. We got to the skate park, and like literally, none of them really actually skated. Like I remember Tom and Kevin and stuff always like riding on these skateboards, like going down these huge ramps and stuff, and just like completely wiping out. It was super hilarious. And then we went out, and that night that next morning we did the home party. So we set up the table. We had like 60 different products that we brought. We set them all up on this tablecloth, and then like supposedly like 30 people are gonna show up, and like 2 people did, like his mom, and like his dad, and like one other person. And we did this home party, and I don't even know what happened. We did the home party, and maybe sold a few products, maybe not. And we got in the car, and we started driving back. And that guy Brian actually did stick in the business for a really long time, and he became a decent friend of ours. And we're driving back, and it was like July or something. It was hot. Like if you know the Midwest, like it gets freaking hot. And it was super hot. I remember being like 90-something degrees, super humid. And we're driving back, and we're maybe like 2 hours away, maybe 3 hours away. And I reached over, and I hit this little switch in my car in the passenger seat. And it was the I just hit the little switch. And hit a little switch, and then we have like the dual climate control, right? So like I turned up the passenger side like really high. I turned mine on really low, so the AC was on my side. I turned the heat up really high on the right side. And Tom is sitting in the passenger seat, and he's like, after about 10 minutes, he's like kind of like starting to like he's getting uncomfortable. He's shifting around. He's like, dude, it's hot. It's hot in here. You hot, dude? I'm like, not really, man. I mean, it says 65 in here. Like, I'm pointing to my side of the screen. It says 65 in here. He's like, okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, it's cool. And he unrolls his window. It's like, feel like you're getting some cool air. He rolls it up after a while, and I turn it up and kind of press the switch even more. And he's like, 10 more minutes later, he's like sweating, like visibly sweating. He's like, wow, dude. Dude, are you not hot, man? You sure you're not hot, bro? And I'm like, no, man, fine, man. What's wrong? He's like, man, I don't know, man. I don't feel good. And I was like, I don't know, man. I'm like, I tell you what, let's turn on an audio. And I was like, a training audio, like a podcast. You'll be fine. He's like, okay, yeah, it's cool. So I turned on an audio, put in an audio, training audio, 45 minutes long. We listened to like 45 minutes of it, and I look over at Tom, and he's like sweating profusely. In the meantime, he's eating protein bars. I don't know, he's hungry. So he's like, he eats a protein bar, gives me half. He eats another protein bar, gives me half. So we're like splitting these protein bars. And after like 45 minutes, he's like miserable. He's moving all over the place. He's sweating. And I turn the audio off. And at this point, Kevin in the back, he totally notices Tom's like mega uncomfortable because he keeps bringing it up. And I'm like, Kevin, you hot? Kevin's like, no, I'm good, man. And after like 45 minutes, I turned the audio off, and I was like, hey, Tom, dude, I got something to tell you, man. I was like, your heat's all the way up on your side, and your heated seat's on high, bro. He's like, what? Oh, my gosh, bro. Oh, my gosh. Oh, thank God. I feel, oh, thank God, dude. Bro, I was so scared, man. I was about to go to the doctor, dude, because my butt is so hot. It is so hot. I was about to go to the doctor when we got home. Like, I literally thought, dude, that I thought if you mix these protein bars, like, your butt gets super hot, bro. Like, I was about to go to the doctor and tell him what I did. Like, I ate these protein bars. I probably shouldn't have mixed them, but I did. And now, man, like, my butt's on fire. I can't stop. Oh. So we almost killed Kevin because Kevin was laughing so freaking hard. Anyway, the point is, it was a lot of fun, and Tom totally got me back like a million times, and that's the culture we created, which I don't know if it's a good thing or bad thing. We had a lot of fun. So have a lot of fun with your team. Obviously, we are in physical proximity to each other, so it's easier to have fun in some cases, but figure out how to have fun with your team, and remember, people stick in because they're making a lot of money, they believe they'll make a lot of money, or they're having so much fun they don't care. Sound good? All right, sweet. Well, I am about out of breath. I'm super thirsty, and I'm excited to spend some time with our team here in a little bit. So we enjoyed spending time with you guys. David, JR, Robin, all you guys. It's amazing spending time with you guys. There's a lot of comments here, so I'll leave this on for later. Anyways, amazing spending time with you guys, and I'll see you all very shortly. Talk to you all soon.